Hey guys, what's going on? So they recently had a update and we're going to be talking about that a little bit. However, this will be a little bit different than my typical videos because usually I jump in, do a sort of first impressions, but I've already checked out the update since it again did happen very late last night and I didn't want to record and edit then. But I think that is quite good because I have more of an idea now and it won't just be me kind of jumping through it and guessing. One other side note is that this video will be recorded in 1440p. So if you do have a 1440p or higher monitor or phone, then make sure to set that in the settings to get a slightly crispier image. So the first thing I want to talk about is the guaranteed summon is in place now, and I kind of want to share my thoughts on that. So after 120 summons, you get the rate up unit. So that's all fine and well. 120 is kind of a lot, to be honest, but there is a drawback. There is a bad side to this. Firstly, she, the drop rate up unit, will be the only one in the banner as far as 5 stars are concerned. You can see in the limited summon, for a 5-star hero you have a 1% chance and that is only her. You also do have a 4.5% chance for a 4-star and that includes everyone in the typical Covenant summon. But if we go to Covenant summon, so this is just the basic summon, we actually have a 1.25% chance for a 5-star hero. So the 4-star drop is the same, but for 5-star heroes it's 0.25% lower. This does increase your odds of getting her specifically, but you literally have 0 chance to get any other 5-star, so that's the main drawback. So I would say this whole sort of system going on here is only for people that really want specifically the rate up character and don't care what else they get. You can still get all the normal 5-star artifacts, so if you're looking for artifacts, then this would also be alright. Me personally, I am not too sure. I did check out her skills, not actually in-game, just through the patch notes, so I can kind of get my first impressions on these skills. So her basic skill doesn't really do anything except increase her combat readiness a bit and more if she's buffed, which her third skill does buff for like 3 turns and it has a 4-turn cooldown when it's enhanced, so she will be buffed most of the time, I would say. So, you know, it's okay. It doesn't have any real support properties except making her turn come a little bit faster, which I guess can sort of play into that. Then we got a barrier on the second skill, which its strength is based on the max HP of the barriered unit. I don't know if there's a barrier that bases it on the caster's max HP, but that would obviously be a lot better. Barriers in general are pretty nice though, so, you know, it's not bad. 4-turn cooldown, 2-turn barrier. So yeah, it's pretty good. And then her third skill, which is quite weird because this had a different description in the patch notes. This just says it increases attack of all allies and it increases the caster's combat readiness by 50%. But in the patch notes, it actually said it also increases their critical hit resistance, so they would get hit by critical hits less. Okay, I was rereading the patch notes and of course I can't see that critical hit resistance because that is after you awaken her, but of course you need to have her to even see that. But even after awakening, it doesn't seem like she actually heals anyone, so you would need her along with another Soul Weaver, probably a healer in the tougher content, I would imagine. But you could maybe replace someone like Elsin, even though he also gives a defense buff, which does seem to work pretty well currently. But that might be getting nerfed at one point, this defense buff. I read that in one of their developer notes. The burn effect reduces it by 2 turns, so you could potentially have that constant attack buff if you were to burn it every time, and the skill enhance can further and permanently reduce the cooldown to 4 turns. I do consider getting her anyway, even though like for me right now she doesn't sound super important because I've gone through like half of her extra story and I really like the story there. I really like the background and her character design's pretty nice as well. But I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. So what do I think about the guaranteed summon system? I'm a little bit on the fence about it. Like, I don't mind the number. Like 120 is definitely a ton of summons, you know? Even though I've barely spent any crystals since I've started playing, I would have, I think, barely enough to get that 120. But the thing is, you're not spending like 11k crystals for her. Every time you summon, you have a 1% chance of getting her. So chances are actually you would get her before the 120 summons anyway. But yeah, it's not like you're gonna be getting nothing all the way up to your 120 summons, you know? You're gonna still be getting, you know, artifacts, which do kind of suck to get, you know, because it's not a waifu, but they are useful and I think are necessary, and there are also some amazing 4-star heroes as well that you definitely could get. The only problem I have is that they took every other 5-star out. That's the only real gripe I have. If they lowered her drop rate back down to normal back down to normal drop rate ups and then still had the 120 guaranteed summon in there, I think that would be fine. But all in all, not having any chance to get any other 5-star, I think that's a little bit you know? Yeah, but that's just my thoughts on it. I prefer to see the good sides of all these changes, and there obviously is a good side. I mean, you could just completely ignore this, you know? They do have the guaranteed summon there. If you really, really want her, then you summon 120 times. If you're lucky, you'll get her sooner, or rather, if you're not unlucky, you'll get her sooner since you have a 1% chance per summon. So all in all, no, I don't think it's bad. I just wish they would also include the 5 stars. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, we do also have the side story. I do want to quickly talk about this a little bit. Firstly, I have really been enjoying the story so far. I'm only about halfway through, but it's nice. This event is much, much bigger than Diene's side story was. But yeah, so there is a special little thing here, like on stage 6 and I believe on stage 14 as well, where it splits off into 3 other segments, and you have to kind of farm these a little bit. But the thing is, you only have to get there on normal difficulty. So once you beat stage 6, all these unlock, and then you can go to world difficulty straight away. You will have to start from stage 1, go to stage 6, but then you can do 7, 8, and 9 on world difficulty and get more experience, yada yada yada. Because these sort of fork stages, the ones where it doesn't follow the main path, their progress is, how do I explain that, sort of synchronized between world and normal difficulty. So it doesn't matter which difficulty you're on, you'll complete them regardless. So obviously, if you can do world difficulty, if your team is strong enough, I would recommend doing that instead. There's also a ton more things to exchange here than we had last time. It's a crazy, which is cool. We also got another free 3-star Basque here. You can also get these pocket watches from, I believe, a reputation reward, as well as buying them in the shop, which increases his memory imprint. Unfortunately, you can't use that to promote him like you could with that other 3-star, that one robot mechanical dude, but cool. Sort of free memory imprints, another flat health, unfortunately, but it's cool. As for the character himself, he just seems like a pretty general tank, granting immunity for 3 turns with a 6-turn cooldown, up to 5-turn cooldown when you enhance it. And that just prevents him from being debuffed, which I guess can come in handy in some cases where you're getting slapped with debuffs constantly, but then if you have someone like Diene, you can kind of just cleanse them. Unless it's like an every turn thing, then 3 turns of immunity actually would come in handy. You can also dispel buffs, which, again, is kind of niche and might come in handy in some cases. And this first skill can decrease attack, but rather I'd just bring Elsin if I needed that. And it's only, 50% chance for a turn, can go up to like 75% when you skill enhance him, but don't know if you want to spend that many Molagoras in Basque. We also got a cute little event here, Penguin Forest. You do some things, get some tickets, play the Penguin Lottery. If you win, you get a penguin gift, which can contain a penguin, Mega Phantasma, Covenant bookmarks, or gold. And hey, if you lose, you still get 30 energy, and then you can get some more stuff just from spinning the tickets. So pretty cool little event there. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much my thoughts on the update. I'm sure that some other YouTuber has also talked about the update, so I apologize for being a dirty content thief. All jokes aside, I hope you did enjoy this little video here. If so, make sure to drop a like down below. You can drop a comment down below if you have anything to say as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.